So a friend of mine, Roxanne, who has a channel that you should check out downstairs, tweeted me a link to an article on the Atlantic Wire called An A to Z Guide to 2012's Worst Words. One word that really stood out to me as a very sort of technologically interested citizen of the internet was disrupt. Over the last several years, with advances in technology and software and hardware, we've been getting this rising notion that basically technology is going to disrupt art in general. That there's going to be no place for a professional artist because all of the professionals will be soon replaced by enthusiasts that just have tools that help make up for their shortcomings. Now, because the digital media have framed the situation in this sort of competitive and cutthroat way, there are two crowds that have arisen. In one, users and enthusiasts are claiming that they're toppling the aristocracy of art, and that they're showing that you really don't have to be a professional or go to school or spend your entire life focused on honing your skill to make something that's good and make something that perhaps sells. And on the other side, you have professional artists and other critics that are saying that these technological tools are undermining support for the arts and are causing people to not really take art that seriously. Of all the different technologies and services that have made creativity easier, I think that Instagram is the one that has become sort of the most embroiled in this creative dispute. Some people treat Instagram like it's this magical thing that makes everybody a photographer and it sort of eliminates the need for professional photography. Other people think of Instagram, perhaps sometimes justifiably, as the place where non-photographers go to pretend to be photographers. This whole combative and confrontational perspective on the rise of the enthusiast class in creative society is kind of completely missing the positive potential of this new group of creative and creatively equipped individuals. I believe that creative enthusiasts and the digital tools that empower them may in fact create an entirely new base of support of the professional arts, a kind of enhanced patronage for the advancement of artistic endeavor. So first of all, let's talk about what I mean by enthusiast and user and artist, because those terms kind of get thrown around sometimes and it's not very clear what the distinguishing factor between them is. A user is someone that takes advantage of creative tools simply to explore them or to tell a relatively uncomplicated story. So people like me that use Instagram to share photos of their lives and don't really have any aspirations of making a larger artistic statement with them besides just saying what we happen to be doing at any one moment would be classified as users. We're not really breaking new ground in artistic fronts, partially because we're not really even trying. We're just using the art form for a utilitarian purpose. Enthusiasts are at the next level. These are people that have not only the desire to express some sort of meta message or mood through artistic mediums, but also have some sort of ability or trained sense for it. I would consider myself a music enthusiast. I've spent a lot of time learning not only how to play instruments, but trying to figure out how to use music and mixing and mastering to convey a message, to share something that's going on with me in more than just straightforward utilitarian ways. I try to create symbolism through melody and harmony and lyricism and rhythm and arrangement and mixing. And I hope through my unique perspective and the amount of training that I've been able to give myself that I can contribute something to the artistic community. Maybe not something massive, but something unique, something new to think about, something interesting. However, music is not really my career aspiration. I am a computer science student. I love the subject, and that's how I want to make the greatest sort of contribution to society, is through creating software that makes the world a better place. So by necessity, I have not invested the maximum possible time to music. It's something that I enjoy doing and something that I work hard at when I do it, but it's not something that I necessarily do all the time. Artists have taken that final step. They have decided to spend all of their intellect, all of their passion, all of their energy, and as much time as possible to perfect their knowledge and use of artistic means. They want to change the world through art, specifically and primarily. There isn't a better choice between being an artist and an enthusiast, but there is a significant difference between the two, and this is where the idea of patronage comes in. As a music enthusiast, there are many things about music and the potential of music that I don't know. And there's also many things that I would like to do with music, but am either incapable or ill-equipped to do on my own. However, the fact that I cannot create a certain artistic experience does not eliminate my desire to experience it. The benefit of experience that I have from exploring the musical medium has sharpened my taste for quality art and music. Even though I may not be able to create a specific artistic experience or evoke a specific emotion through my art, I can much more readily recognize that ability in others, and that recognition will make me want to support them. And that support will not only be to reward them for the job that they've done in the past, but also to fuel them to continue their work, to create new experiences that I might appreciate and enjoy. This model most closely resembles the idea of artistic patronage. During the Renaissance and in medieval times, patrons of art tended to be the very wealthy, or the royal, or the aristocratic, or the clerical. With the rise of artistic industries like the music industry and the film industry, the format of patronage has remained. Just the source of that patronage has become a company. I mean, think about it. If you are a musician or filmmaker who is not funding his or her own projects, then you are seeking the support, the sponsorship, the patronage of a company to help you make your art. And while the royal, aristocratic, and clerical purposes for art were often political or religious, the industrial purpose for art has been financial. The purpose of industry-sponsored art has been to make things with mass appeal. And many times, mass appeal and novel artistry do not intersect. It's not impossible for industrial art to inspire artistic innovation, but it is bounded by the necessity of profitability. What we could see in the age of the enthusiast, if we would just get over all of the verbiage of war and competition between enthusiasts and artists, is the rise of a class of patrons for artists that has the artist's best interests in mind. Because enthusiasts, which are sometimes lumped into the larger subset of fans, want artists to push themselves and push the boundaries of their medium to explore the wider array of things that are possible with artistic expression. Not only that, but enthusiasts have the potential to be the most forgiving and understanding supporters of artists because they themselves have been through the toil and turmoil that is creative expression and trying to pin down creativity. Right now, you may be wanting to argue that not many people are like that. And that's true. But that can change. With engaging, dynamic, and accessible education on places like YouTube, people can get a thirst for and an interest in artistic expression. And with the tools that are afforded us by the digital age, that interest can be cemented into experiential enthusiasm. So don't buy the controversy, whether you're a user, an enthusiast, or an artist. The digital age and digital tools do not necessarily herald the end of quality art and quality art patronage. In fact, they may just be the beginning. This is Jacke Karashae, wishing you informed creative patronage.